Hey there. So today I'm going to show you how powerful it is to use workflows as opposed to closed source model as in Nano Banana or GPT Image 2, for example. So with this mockup, it's something that you can essentially copy for your own and then start building on top, either reselling as is the workflows, if you put it behind, like a paywall, or how you can essentially use it in your own production pay as you go service. So let's get started. First, who is this for? It's for anyone running a DTC e-commerce to start with that wants to have a proper pipeline to generate image variants from what they have already in their store, but also create some social media pictures. But that can also be even more than that. That can also be Amazon pictures that compliant from just a few clicks. So I'm going to show you how convenient it is. So here, how to start. If you're on this page that is public here, all you need to do is to click on Open Replit, and then it will automatically pull the proper GitHub. Then you can just import, and you will have this view. So then you only need two API keys. One is from OneFlow to basically just call to make the walk through the workflows. And then you will have the OpenAI API key. This is something that will be removed quite soon, and you will only need a RunFlow API key. But for part of the scenarios that I've built, you will still need that, but that's pretty soon going to be out. So that is only a local test environment. It's gonna be the same on your Replit account. But what you can do later on, if you want to productize it, you can move those keys into Replit secrets, and then you can also create some sort of database for your users. But in this case, so essentially this is going to be for you to be creative around that, on how you want to build it. But for us now, we're just going to show you how it works. So let's say you have two different types of scenarios. So one is creating more pictures from what you have. Essentially, imagine you have a picture of a scene with different objects, and you want to, let's say you have like a living room with a sofa and a table and different objects, and you want to specifically showcase, for example, a chair that you would like to sell. Then you just upload one picture, you isolate this chair, and then you can make it as a product, separate product that is on sale on your website. So let me show you that case. So I'm gonna upload this. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Let's say you do that. Okay. And then you use this crop. And now you will say, I want, in this case specifically, I want to isolate the product, and I also want to create, let's say I also want to create a lifestyle. So I want to put it in my own website type of element. You will see that here in this case, there is a bit of like artisty type of item. So you will see that it's also going to be in the output, but this is something that we already know for this example. If you want something that's going to be completely neutral, you can only, for example, put the backdrop. So let's create some lifestyle scene from those reference style and supplier image. So now what do we say? We say, okay, that's for Shopify shop. We can also say it's from Amazon. And then he tells us, okay, it's going to create 7 image, and we start generating the pack. All right. And now you will see steps that we are going through. The reason that we make it available is for you to understand how it works under the hood and how you can essentially isolate those steps and make it your own later on if you wish. So here, what it does, it first analyze the picture, then see, okay, we want to create lifestyles type of pictures. So it's going to create some scenarios, clean up. Imagine if you are doing some drop shipping, you can always take the picture from the supplier, but then also clean it from, watermarks and this type of extra elements that you don't want to have in the output. Then it will do the product isolation, then create the scenes, and then recreate the final ratios that you initially asked for. So while this is running, let me show you some other examples. So here, for example, so this is to create a variant from initial image with your own style. So this is covered. Then we have something else, which is, for example, I want to resize specific ads. So I would do something different. So let's say you input an ad and which is a square, for example, and you say, okay, now I want to have it as an Instagram reel. So I will show you in a sec. Let's change the image. Okay, so for example, this one from Illy, you can always crop, but in this case, you're just gonna validate. And then, okay, this is already similar, but now we really want to have this specific format, but we also can have something that is quite different. Let's say we want, okay, for Pinterest, and then we're gonna generate the back. So you see it's still generating. So it's being put in a queue. And then let me show you here. That's an example. So that was the input image. But if you look in the picture that was given initially was not of really high quality. It's quite blurry. But what you can observe here is that we already do an upscale. So the image now looks like that it's very high quality, like it's been taken from a camera straight away. And all the elements have been placed in the right spot. So this has been put on top, and then the text here has been put at the bottom. So this actually respects really well the ratio that you would have in a story, for example. So that was to show you this one. Then, okay, this one is still generating, takes a bit of time. But in the meantime, I'm gonna explain to you why this type of product is really relevant as opposed to what you have on the market. First of all, is the model is pay as you go, so you don't have any subscription. You don't need to commit to $30 per month, etc. It's really pay as you go. So that makes it much more flexible for you. If you go over, you pay more. If you go less, you pay less, right? So that's the first thing. And then second is that it's it's like super modular. So let's say if you go with a traditional option, what you would see is that, for example, it would have product isolation. So from here, let's say we have this image, we want to sell this cup, we would isolate this cup, and then the product would do that, right? But now, because you have access to all the specific workflows one by one, it allows you to start creating those scenarios as I did here. So those scenarios might be relevant for you, they might be not relevant for you, but the goal here that I'm trying to point out is that you can mix and match whatever you want together, which is pretty powerful. To give you a more idea is that here we have all the workflows. So then you can really imagine whatever is matching your really specific use case, right? So you have something this one is multi-angle. So you can essentially give an input picture and then ask to generate another picture from a different angle. It hasn't been included in these templates yet, but that's something that is possible to add. That's why I added all the workflows here, so you can go and see what would work for you, and you can just prompt from Replit and start playing around with that. Then, yeah, that's basically it in terms of the advantage as opposed to common solutions that are on the market. Okay, it's almost done. It's taking a bit of time because we were asking for, I think, 7 or 8 pictures. So it's taking a little bit of time, but we can already see that this has been respecting what we were asking for initially, right? So we now have this chair. Okay, I agree. Does not really match with with what is around, but was just to prove the point of and show what the capabilities are from those workflows. So now we have this chair in the same setup that we initially asked. That's another image, and that's another one yet again. So you can see here there is some lights that are coming from this side. You have the shade, so everything seemed to be in order. So you now have this, and now the AI is working to essentially create different ratio for your website or for your social media. All right, we are done. So now it's gonna work on the next one. Let me show you. So this is done, and now you basically have your pack. This would be, for example, for an Amazon. So you have the white background, and then here you have the scenes, and then here you have your social media packs. So you can just download it and then upload straight away to social media. Let's say this is for your website, you can just download that and upload it to your website straight away. You can just come here and click on download all. So that's, and then here you can see what was the original image. You can see that it's respected the shades, the light and everything. Initially the light was coming that way with some shade on the pillow, and now you can see that it's like, it looks really realistic. All right, so okay, this one's here. All right, so you see that now you have your different formats that you can use on social media as well. Key, for example, TikTok, you might tell me, oh, okay, this space is empty, but it's actually a smart resize. So as you might know, on TikTok, this space is actually used for all the buttons and it's actually usually covering. So the smart resize here knows that, and that's why it pushed the elements a little bit higher to make sure that it's not going to be covered by, the what we call the safe zones. So that's it about this product. Let me know if you have any questions. You can drop them actually in the video. We can answer them, or you can just contact us via the website. So let us know what you would build on top of that, and if you have any questions. And make sure that when you take the repo from GitHub, that you fork it, so you can actually get any update that we make will go directly into your Git, your repo. All right, thanks.